And those politicians that contested after the election will start spending money again at, post-election expenses, go to court, the tribunal, and the rest. That they should try and prevent the lapses that will make contestants to spend money again after the election. So, taking it from there, I expect, like my colleague said, that INEC ought to have addressed this issue. But talking about the statistics of the election, I think that comes out after the election. They will tell us the number of persons that were registered, those that actually came out and those that voted. Anyway, and don't forget that all the parties involved in this election have their representatives in every polling unit. Now, INEC, what INEC should do is, because I've not really seen any person that have been charged and convicted for committing election offenses, and I think they should take that more serious. Then two, this card reader, since statutorily that is what we ought to be using during election, I expect INEC to do more. Like I said, I expect an improvement here. For example, your correspondent informed us that yes, we had problem of card reader, but soon they were speedily addressed, more speedily addressed. While I concede to the fact that they ought to bring election materials on time, I want to say there is some improvement. Last election, materials were getting to 12 o'clock and all that.
Mr. Daniel, 1 second. Yes. We have our correspondent, Sheon Okimbaloye, also, who is also in another part of Kogi State. We're still trying to reach out to all the other correspondents, but we'll talk to Sheon now. Hello, Sheon.
Thank you, Naza. I mean, it's been very interesting day. I've been out as early as possible just to see how the process, the entire exercise is shaping up. But you know what? We are about 2-3 hours away from Lokoja, the capital city, the capital of Kogi State. Well, we are in Equator 2 in Kogi local government area of Kogi State. It's just about 2 minutes away from Okene. I know very much, a lot of people know where Okene is. Just behind me, over my shoulder here, voters queuing up. The accreditation exercise is ongoing here. And a lot of people who have gone through the accreditation exercise, they're still sitting around just waiting until when this will be over and they will be able to cast their vote. Well, if my cameraman can just pull out a bit, let me just give you an understanding of the kind of thing that is going on. So if you look towards my right here, the security operatives are on the ground. They're trying to make sure that they see that everybody comport themselves in an orderly manner. And of course, they're trying to see that there is no violence. One of the things that the security agencies are promising is that they do not want a violent election. And so what happens is that when anybody comes around, it goes straight onto the ad hoc officials there. After being accredited, you come up to this point and you check your name on the voter register. A whole lot of people have been going through this process. But then, let me call one of the voters who have gone through this process to just explain to us exactly what has happened so far. Madam, thank you for joining us on Channel Television. How long have
well, we're going to allow Sheon to do that interview, but I think we lost that picture. We lost that live feed. We'll get back to Sheon in the course of the programming here. Now, Libras, you were saying something. Oh no, it was Mr. Daniel that was saying. So let me come back to you. Based on what Sheon was talking about, the fact that there were some issues, but things have been rectified again, like what Lanre is saying, that he is 2 hours away from Lokoja, and he was just about to interview people, but some of them have done their accreditation, but they're still milling around waiting for voting proper. Is this what should be? Before now, for instance, yesterday, Sheon was reporting and he said that they were appealing to INEC to collapse both the accreditation and voting. So as you're voting, as you're getting accredited, you're voting immediately and going. Do you think, legally speaking, that could have been done? It will save time, it will save man-hours, it will save resources as well?
Yes, I think there is no statutory provision on the fact that you must accredit and wait before voting. It is INEC's regulation. So I think they can collapse it. It will make voting time to be very fast. As you accreditate, you vote. Because as you're accrediting openly, everybody's seeing you. Then you go and, vote. I think it would be better instead of accrediting and waiting. Like I said, every election and opinion over an election give room for improvement for the next election.
Okay.
Basically,
in winding down.
Yes. You find out that when before INEC introduced these card readers, what we were informed was they were going to collapse accreditation and voting. And that also, immediately you are accredited, that the information will be downloaded, will be sent to a central server where, multiple registration will not be possible. And so INEC will be able to monitor all the figures of accredited voters and voters, so that in situations where you have number of accredited voters more than number of actual voters, then you begin to ask problem. But what we see eventually from the last election, what we are seeing now, is that it is not possible to have a central server while the election is going on.
A live central
server. Because what basically happens is, after the elections, these machines are taken back to the offices where all the informations are downloaded and analyzed, and that is why you can't get results immediately after voting. They still need time to do collation. It would have been tidier. That's why I kept saying, if we take election management seriously, all of these issues are issues we'll sit back and address post-election, and then you say, look, we need to close the gap. And once you close the gap, you will save time.
My leaders is electronic voting.
No. But basically, no. What we are doing now, even the court had ruled, this is not electronic voting, because you are not voting with electronic device. What INEC is basically doing is to accredit this man that is holding this card. Was this card validly issued by us? Do we have his name in our central data? But if you have a live central data, as you are crediting, even if it's a fraudulent one, the live center will tell you. But what it's on ground now, it is those that are saved, stored in the machine, that the machine will be able to capture, and not, those that have. That's why you cannot register in Okene and vote in Lokoja. All of these issues, maybe with time, we should be able to address them as we go on. But I think, election in other Senate climes have moved past where we are now, and we should move faster.
Well, in concluding, I just want to say that while I predict that election in Kogi that is ongoing will be smooth, will be better, I want to advise the federal government that they should look into the claims of INEC. We're told they will do this, they will do that. I remember so much billions that have been invested
100 billion.
in INEC. Let us find out if this money was used for the purpose for which we were told. How do we know? Like this, sorry to digress, Dasuki's case. Jonathan said he didn't award a contract for $2 billion, and Dasuki said the president approved all the money I've spent, So a lot was given during Jegasta. Yes, we have no doubt that he did a good job, but let's find out. Nobody is asking this question. Let us investigate to confirm that somebody has not played on our collective intelligence.
Yeah. So
and quickly in concluding also, I want to appeal to INEC. I want to appeal to INEC. One of the logistic problems that we had consistently witnessed is payment of allowances for NYSC officials and for the police also. You find out that security personnel that are deployed, at the end of the day, the allowances are not paid. These are loopholes. These are room for manipulation, because a man whose allowance are not being paid can easily be compromised. So I think these are areas also that need improvement, that the police, the Nigerian police and INEC should look into, so that we don't continue to have all of this.
Thank you so much for coming on this morning. We've been looking into the Kogi election that is going on right now, and we've had in the studio two lawyers, Mr. Liboros Oshoma, thank you so much for being here, and of course Mr. Tony Dania. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll take another break, and Sunrise will be back in a moment. To stay with us.